Hello. Okay, so we're going handheld camera today. And I'm going to see if I can get it so that I can see what you're saying. No. Come on, show me the chat. Oh, maybe you're all just being quiet, but somehow I don't think so. Okay, so, oh, here we are. Hello, Linda. Hi. So while I am just giving it a moment for everybody to arrive, there's Gemma and Helen and Buddy. I'll get this pulled up on the iPad so that I can also see you once we go to the over the desk spot. So a couple things that we're going to cover today. Sorry, I am just trying to hold this nice and still so that people can come in, and then we will get started. So there's a couple different things I want to share with you today. One is a look at how I keep my stash sorted, because I didn't really think this would be all that interesting, but apparently it is one of those things that we just all like seeing. So I went ahead and built this in, even though I think you'll be quite underwhelmed, I have to say. Is that bad to say? Anyway, I think my stash is, there's no giant revelation. So what you're looking at right now is what is immediately behind me when I am doing a class, oh crumbs, a normal class video or any sort of video. It's directly behind my desk. And it's kind of a little staging area. And at one point, there we go. Oh no. Sorry for the reverb. I think we're good now. Okay. So at one point, this was just an empty desk where I had this idea. It's just kind of a little, you can see down there. It's like what we used to call a TV tray back in the day. You know, like a little folding table. So yes, I started using this table directly behind me at one point, thinking that it would be handy to have everything that I was going to use in a video on this table. So it would be like I would make my page kit and I would put it on this table, which worked great when the table was clean. But I found that I always wanted to then just clear my desk by throwing everything on that table. So using it as a flat surface did not work so well in the end. So this is what happened from there. I have a few little baskets here. So this one is a larger basket, and then there are two smaller baskets here. So this basket here contains whatever product is out new that I need to be working with regularly for American Crafts. So this has a little bit of Head in the Clouds because I don't have all of Head in the Clouds yet. And then these little, I don't even know what to call these little embellishment packs that they reissued in new packaging. So they're from Go Now Go and Starshine, but they've just been recently reintroduced in new packaging, and I just got them this week, and I'm not quite sure what I need to do with them. And then everything behind there is box of crayons, because that's what I've been promoting before that. Then there's a little gap behind there, so I just put some Disney papers back there. And this basket has my sticker books. This basket has Ellie Studio. Now, the sticker book basket and this basket are just chosen by what am I using a lot right now? What are my go-to items? And right now, when I got that big sale order from Ellie Studio, that became a go-to item. And for a while now, my sticker books have been a go-to item. So there we go. Gemma, they did not re-release the Go Now Go Puffy Hearts. Don't ask me. They did the Go Now Go wood buttons, and then the Starshine flare badges, but they don't have plastic on top. They're like matte now. They're paper on top. And the Starshine acrylic things there. So there we go. That's what they did. However, For those of you who liked the Go Now Go hearts, keep in mind that that is in Head in the Clouds. Yay. Okay, so how I would translate this to something that was not my own product would be that this would be stuff that I wanted to be working. You can totally see how messy the floor is there. The floor is my favorite shelf. This basket would be stuff that I know I want to use right now. And before I got into product design, I used to keep my latest purchases in a basket before I moved them on. And I found it helped me use them while I still loved them. So whatever I would have in an area like this would be the stuff that I know I really like and I want to use. So then I also have this. I left this here because this is a major thing in my life. I have little bowls and things where I end up just collecting random. I think this is a scrapbooky thing, right? Because we see different things and we're like, oh, I might not want to throw that away, but I don't know where it's going to go yet. So it just has assorted bits and pieces of things. What even is that? That is a Big Ben bracelet bead that doesn't fit on a bracelet. I bought it like as a scrappy thing. It has a Minnie Mouse barcode thing because I thought maybe I could use that with something. I don't know. But a little dish, and I just pick up random bits, and if they don't really have a place but I might use them, they go in there. That Mickey card's supposed to be in there too. A spot for my tea, which normally ends up on the desk, but there we go. A box to hide other random stuff. Plasters because paper cuts are evil. And then I keep this lens here because that is what I use to photograph different, it's not the lens that I use for day-to-day photography, but I use it to photograph layouts. So I just keep it there. Gemma says, off-topic question, what kind of tea do I have today? I have Yogi Tea Throat Comfort, which is, I don't have a sore throat, but I know I get a little gravelly when I talk to you for like an hour. So that's why. And I've had 2 cups of Christmas infusion this morning. Infusion like tea, not infusion like blood. There we go. So then directly above that, this is a little shelving unit. Let's see if I can pull back here. So 6x6 papers that are my own collections. 6x6 papers that are other people's collections. There's my jar of wood veneer. Oh, I have a 6x6 problem. I think I may have solved it today. I went through and culled a few because these 2 won't fit. So hopefully they will now. There's another toucan. I have toucans everywhere now. This is dye stuff. That is a rubbish way to organize, Shimelle. But that's what it is. All my dyes and things live in this cubby hole. That's all I have. My ink pads are up there. My favorite hand cream that I can't get anymore, so I'm relishing the last bit of it. All the enamel dots and confetti, right? So this is what is directly behind me while I scrap. Cool? Next to it is paper. Ready? Let's see if I can pan back. So this is 2 freestanding shelves. And that is all my 12 by 12 paper plus a thing of watercolor paper down there. So the left-hand rack is basically everything that falls under the American Crafts umbrella in theory, except I kind of ended up needing to borrow from the other side. Plus, at the very bottom, my now small collection of solid cardstock. I used to have loads of solid cardstock. I don't use it very much anymore, so I just stopped keeping it. Then the other side is the stuff that is not American Crafts. You'll see Sassafras, Ellie's, but you'll see there that I've ended up, like, my Vicky shelf is over there. It needs a good little sort out when I move over to the new house. There's crepe paper at the top, Maggie and pink paisley at the top, so it used to be the non-American Crafts rack, but now it's not. Okay, so any questions about that? Like within a collection, there's no, or within a shelf, then there is no organization. Yeah, that like this whole shelf is all Amy, but it's all different Amy collections just mixed together. Any questions? Is that okay? This is why I say it's a bit underwhelming. Oh, the top is kind of interesting. It just looks a mess, but there's method to this madness. So the left-hand side The top is for things that I think I should use soon. That thing here that is a mess is I used a silhouette cut file for a 12 by 12 page, and this is the negative that I didn't use, but I feel like I should use it on a separate layout. So I put it here, hoping that I will use it very soon, otherwise it's going to end up in the recycling. I also keep my cutting mat up there. And then this one is, this is the shelf where I put things that I should tidy away. So if I go through this, you'll see this is all different stuff, but those are all full sheets. So that's kind of my, it's like my in tray that needs to be dealt with, but you can see I don't often deal with it because that's quite a big stack of paper. Do I ever use the papers that are on the bottom? Sure. Do I ever buy 12 by 12 pads? No, I only have my own. I'm not a big lover of the paper pads. I like individual sheets. I like double-sided paper. I like the quality of the print that you get on double-sided, on individual sheets. I like the thickness of the paper. And for me, it's a false economy to buy a whole collection in a paper pad, because I like to choose. I would rather have 5 sheets from 6 different collections than 30 sheets all from one collection. Does that make sense? So paper pads are not my best choice. I have my own, but the rest are all individual sheets. I do have paper pads on this same shelf. Let me see if I can find one of my own. Sorry if I'm a little bit. Here's one. So there's the Go Now Go paper pad. It fits on the same shelf. Okay. So now I'm going to turn around the corner. There's a cupboard there that's like class stuff and teaching stuff and school stuff. There's my letterpress on the wall. Yay. And then here's my Raskog cart. So the top is the embellishments. Left-hand side stuff I did not make. Right-hand side stuff I did make. There is a giant clipboard at the back that serves no purpose other than to keep all of these from falling over backward. So it's just having a nice sturdy something there. There you go. Inside there, die cuts and stamps. There's a little pen set at the front. Down at the bottom, washi tape and card links. And this little basket off the side. Roller stamps. So that is the Raskog card. So that's immediately to my left hand while I am scrapbooking. There's only a little bit more storage of stash in my room at all. So this is the big shelf that has all my albums. And these 4 cubes right there have stash, and that's it. The rest are all albums. These are the punches. I suppose that counts as stash. That one to the right of the drawers has some mini albums at the back and then a box of stuff that's going to go. But everything else, albums, 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 albums. Punches look like this. Shape punches in one. Border punches in the other. My punch collection does not quite fit in those 2 drawers, so the punches that I use most often don't go in the drawer. So my butterflies are up there. And my heart is behind that mug. By the way, I have mugs all over my craft stash, and I just use them to put little bits and pieces in when I'm working on something. So, yeah. Okay. So any questions about that, or do you want to go ahead and go on to how can I use a sketch with one of the kits that I made yesterday? We're a very small group today, by the way. There's not very many of us watching today. So do speak up if you are here. Anybody? You want to see? Shall we go on to the sketch? Okay. Now, there's going to be a moment here where I need to snap this into the tripod to go above the desk. So please look away for a moment because it's going to get it's going to be like a roller coaster with the camera while I get it in, while I get the the camera into the tripod, okay? I'm sorry. Okay, look away now. And then we're gonna come up here. And double check that that has worked. Okay, that'll do for today. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Okay, so that is my stash. Now I'm at my desk. Oh, the one thing I didn't show you was my thickers drawer, but it is, oh, that's kind of weird. So here's my desk. The top drawer has pens and pencils and brushes and glue and stuff like that, and the drawer below it has my thickers and small letter stickers. Okay. Now, I wanted to show you my kit process with a sketch. So I'm going to grab the album that I put all of yesterday's page kits in. Did anybody have one they particularly wanted to see come together? Or would you like me to just grab one at random? Do I keep things in original packaging or anything else? Okay. So I don't put things in new packaging, if that makes sense. I sometimes keep it in the package, and I sometimes store it without the package. Yeah, either of those. Okay, I've got to vote for butterflies. I'm going to grab that one because I think that's an easy one to get to. And then I'll show you how I'm going to do my sketch search and everything. Ah, the one that people thought wouldn't go. Okay. Was that butterflies? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to find butterflies. So they're all in here. There it is. Okay, so everything can come out from there. Putting the album back down safely. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit weird because I'm going to show you like my process involving the iPad on the desk, but I think that will work. Hello, Mary. So here, just as a reminder, whoa, I think that might have been stuck to something else. It might have been stuck to those. Here's a reminder of what I had pulled out for this. This green 12 by 12 background. A citrusy floral, a print with some butterflies. Where's the photo in here somewhere? Here it is. Here's the picture. Some green, some orange polka dots, green letters with pink, small pink letters, some green enamel dots, and then some other enamel dots that had orange and 2 pinks. Okay, so that's what I have. Ah, apparently it's harder to find where to comment with an iPhone. Well, we are all learning about this because live that's not Facebook Live is new to me. Okay, so here's what I would do with that. I know if I wanted sketch inspiration, which I don't always use a sketch, but if I'm kind of stuck for ideas, then it is something that works for me. So I would go to Pinterest and I will show you exactly how. Okay, so I'm going to flatten this out so that you can see what I'm doing. And the tough part here is that I'm going to flip back and forth to see your comments, but I think we can make it work. So I'm going to go to Pinterest. There's my just normal feed for what Pinterest thinks I want to see. That is pretty cool. Should I pin that one here? Why not? And here's what I need to do. I'm going to start over here with my own scrapbooking sketches board. This is where I pin sketches once I have used them. so I know that I like everything that's here. So there's two ways that I search for sketches. One is to start with something that I've already used that has the right number of photos. So I'm going to look at this and find something with a single photo. There's a bunch that have lots of photos. Okay, this is one photo, but it's 2 3x4, so it would read the same as one 4x6 portrait. I'm kind of liking that, so I'm going to pick it up, but because I've used that already, what I'm going to do is scroll down to the more like this. I'm going to see if anything here catches my eye. So, looking. That's interesting, but what I have would not work with it cutting the photo into a circle, and I think it's pretty dependent on being a circle. So I'm going to keep looking here. Okay. And that's about as far as I would go and say, okay, I'm not seeing anything that's grabbing me more than the one that I started with. So then I have a second technique, and that's the search button. And then I'm going to say single 4x6 photo, scrapbooking sketch. And sometimes you need to kind of tweak the words a bit. It might be that it needs to be scrapbook page sketch, or it might be one photo scrapbook sketch, or scrapbooking sketch one photo, or things like that. And then you'll get different results. But you will get results. Now, clearly, the single photo 4x6 did not work. It's just pulling up 4x6. So I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to say one photo. And see if I can find something that looks good. Now, if there's a sketch artist or a website that does sketches that you particularly like, then you can put that in there too, if you know that you're always drawn to one particular style. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. It will also give you other things that sometimes are rubbish and sometimes are useful, so you can glance and see. And I know that I'm drawn to pages that either have a few layers in them or have room for me to put lots of layers in them. Like this one has a few layers already, and I know that I could put more. And also I know that I don't really love sketches that have things. Oh, that's different. Let me show you something like this. No, please don't think this is a bad sketch. It's not a bad sketch. It's absolutely fine sketch. But I know that I would translate this into something that had a box. I probably wouldn't do the corner here, and I would have a box there. So I would be making a big change straight away, just by knowing what I would try and not love. So sometimes I would try it, and I would be like, nope, I should have started with what I liked already. I'm tempted to go back to this one that I just went, ooh, that's different. And it's this one. It's different because it's drawn different, but also because it's a circle. I don't think it will work with what I've got. Okay. Annoyingly, that very first one that I showed you was really useful for this, and I think it might be the best one for this kit. Oh, but this is promising. I'm going to try this one. Okay, so here's my next bit of the process. Sorry if you're yelling comments at me and I don't know what they are right now. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I start with that sketch, but then I don't just sit with it on the iPad. or anything, or print it out. I sometimes will print it out so that I can share it with you if I'm doing a video or something, but this is my preferred way to do it, and that is to translate it. And here's why. It's a bit like taking notes in class and doing it by hand. If I have to draw it out and make any changes that I'm going to make, there's something about doing it once with a pencil that just kind of reiterates all the design elements. It gets it all in my mind. So I'm going to have one photo here. My photo is going to be a little bit bigger, but that's okay. I do not do these to scale, just so you know. There's going to be a journaling box here, which is going to have a circle on top with the title and a subtitle. Some embellishment here, some embellishment here, and a strip of some sort there. Oh, that strip goes all the way across. Okay. See, these are things that I'm noticing. And this has a big mat. It's going to come up here. Like that. Now they've got scalloped edges on all of these things, and I'm just making them boxes. There's a border strip that goes across here. It changes pattern here. So there's a wider one here that goes higher than that mat. And then there's an edge detail there. That's how I do edge detail. They've also got stitches across here. We'll see about that. Then there is some embellishment down here. And there's ink. And here. Ink on the diagonal from left to right. I like that. And this is journaling. Okay. So this is what I would then use. Right. I'm going to turn back over here to use so that I can go back and have a look. Okay. Oh, was that the only question while I was doing all that? Was, can you show die cut storage? Sorry, where'd it go? Can you show your die cut storage? You mentioned before the bigger pieces are separate. Everything was in that basket. So when I showed you the Rascog, cart, there's the middle layer, the middle level of the cart, middle tray, has a basket inside. That's all my die cuts. Okay. Oh no! Trying to catch up to show you. Oh, okay. And Melinda is here. Have I got any? I'm trying. When I went over to Pinterest, it paused the video for me. So now I'm trying to catch it up to where we are. Okay, I think there. Okay. And hello, Melinda. I don't think I had anything else. Oh my goodness, I just learned something. When I clicked on there, a little pop-up window came up when I've been trying to look at the comments. And if any of you are like misbehaving, I can put you in timeout, apparently. I don't know what that does, but that made me laugh that that's what it's called. Put a user in timeout. Okay. So here we go. Let's see what we got for time. 1:30. We are all good. I can scrap until 2. I'm going to put my sketch there. Got my stash here. I have tea, and we'll get started. Branding strip off the background to start. Okay. Photo. Yes, of course, Melinda. Ask any question you would like. This is going to be my bigger piece up at the top. Might be just a little bit too big. That'll be better. The B side is going to be my smaller piece because it's a color that will coordinate just fine. First one, all the scraps that didn't make a kit or didn't go oh goodness. Well, if your comment was too long, I definitely didn't put anybody in timeout. Maybe just try putting it into write one sentence and then write another one. Laine says, all the scraps that didn't make a kit or didn't go onto the cut apart pile, is that all being donated? No, that would be a separate job. I will go, I'll do a separate job of going through the whole box. What I was doing where I was putting things into a separate, like I put them into a shopping bag, I'll probably use that as my start of the donating, and then but I'll go through it and see if there's anything that I think I really will use soon, and then it can kind of go into my use it or lose it basket, and then it can go. Okay. And Mary says, I have, oh how strange. So Mary has, she's watching on both her phone and her laptop, the visual on one and the sound on the other. And it's not exactly in sync. Sorry. Okay, and a more general question. Do you pull your thickers out of the packaging straight away like most of your die cuts? No. Here's the thing about thickers. I know just as well as everybody else does, if I don't keep them in the packaging, especially the cardstock ones, or the chipboard ones, eventually they're gonna fall off. So I always start with the idea of keeping them in their packaging, but I have no patience. And so eventually they end up out of the packaging, I throw the packaging away, and that just is what it is. And then I start losing letters in the bottom of my drawer. I don't lose them if they're in a page kit, so that helps. But yeah, I wish there was some nice, easy way to keep thickers all perfect, but I really can't stand the putting them in and out of the plastic. It just messes with my groove. Yeah. Okay. Now, what I haven't done here for this particular sketch is have really big pieces. Ah, this one has a big enough box to go there. So I don't know if this is a set of papers and things that would be one of those where people would say, that would never go together at the beginning. Perhaps, maybe, no. This was my journaling box, so it's going to go here. Yes, if you open the long edge of a Thickers packet, I've heard a lot of people say that, but where I store them on the long side, I tried it, and so mine are all laying on their long side, and I just ended up with lots, kind of, the packaging getting warbly, and then it would, is warbly a word? And then everything kind of got warped and creased and sadness. So. Do I have any general advice for, no, these are fine. Do I have any general advice for scrapbooking dark photos dark interior photos, for example, the cathedral pictures that I kitted up yesterday. Balance them with light papers. Don't try to put the dark photos on lots of dark paper because it will just be so much dark that the whole page becomes a cave. So balance it with something soft and light. Okay. Shall I do that punched edge on here? I think I've got that punch handy. I do. So go ahead and follow the sketch. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't on little details like this. Yes, Glitter Girl did do a video on dark photos. I think it was a concert photo, if I remember correctly. Right, and then I need a circle to go up here. Well, let's go to that little shelf where all my dies live. Hello, Kirsten, who is making it for the first time. It's nice to see you live. Okay, let's find a circle die. Oh, all my embossing folders are in here too. That all just qualifies as dies for me. And apparently postage stamps. There's the circles. Okay. So which circle do we think? I'm guessing this one. Because it needs to be a little wider than that green. Yeah. So I'm going to do that in the orange. Here's my Sizzix. Circle, die goes back, paper comes back, and the machine goes back on the floor where I kick it approximately like 3 times a week. Okay. So let's stick all this. I'm going to ink. How do you determine what layer should be first next to the photo? I really struggle with any pattern that is not almost single color. Well, there you go. You found what is your happy zone, and that's what I would stick to then. I would, if you like single color patterns next to the photo, then use single color patterns next to the photo. You're not stumbling on something that is a problem. You are stumbling on something that is your style. You should just embrace it. But I kind of use all different patterns, not a problem. This one I will say is a little bit different for me because I wouldn't normally, I wouldn't normally put the photo on such a big mat without also a narrow mat, but there's not one in the sketch. So I'm going to start with it like this, but I might go back and put a lighter colored, really small mat around the edge. That's another reason why I love adhesive that lets me pick up and put down. Okay, on this sketch there's a gap here. No, it's this way. So that's about there. I'm just going to move this over so that this part is nice and I don't have the end in the middle of one of those dots. Oh, I can't put this on just yet because I need these border pieces that are going to go across there. Now, did I pull out anything like a border piece? And in fact, this was one kit that I did not pull out embellishments for. So, no to that. But this has box of crayons, and I have box of crayons here. But the border sticker is not something that would work. So let's look at the border strips that just came off those papers. No. And this one's scissors. Those aren't particularly good, useful pieces. How about that? That would be more fun. That's going to go underneath there. Am I okay with the gap between? I am okay at the moment because it's there on the sketch. It's not what I would normally do, and I may not be okay with it by the end of the layout, but right now I am following. I'm not loving that gap. It has to be said. I think it's, yeah, I'm going to move it. How often do you use a sketch when you scrapbook? Maybe twice a month? See you later, Chelsea. Enjoy the school drop-off. Okay, if you like seeing a variety of patterns, then just start smaller and work up to it. So let's count out what I've got here, because I really have 1, 2, 3 single colored patterns and 2 limited colored patterns and 1 multicolored pattern. Yeah. So although there's a lot of patterns going on, also there are patterns here that have something in common. So I have 3 different patterns that have dots. So that's not a lot for your brain to compute. I also have 2 florals. Again, I'm making it simple for your brain. You can have lots of patterns if they have something in common. Yes, Helen, what's the album question? Putting the circles back on their shelf so I don't lose them. Okay. So I'm looking for what can be my 3 things around the title, and then I need 1 more down here. And I was thinking that I could use this big floral here. This is definitely going to be a page with both white and cream. Okay, so yes, that's correct, Helen. So you're using 10 page protectors per album, and 10 would be 20 pages and it's full. And I use 20 to 23, and that's 1 album full. And the difference would probably be just how thick the page is. The thicker your pages, the fewer will fit. Citrusy embellishment there, and then the title's going to go to the top. Okay, give me all your puns with leaves. Are we back? Oh, what's wrong, Debbie? Sorry that it cut out there for a moment. Did I say where the sketch came from? So it was a page maps sketch. Oh, sorry, Debbie. Yes, of course. Leave me be. Leaf pun. For some reason I completely forgot that I just asked you for puns, and I was like, what did I do, Debbie? Are you okay? All right. Okay. I didn't know if maybe like when the connection went, it didn't work. Yes, Helen, it might just be that your pages are thicker, and that's absolutely fine. Don't worry. If your album starts to bow out like that, then stop putting pages in it. It's fine. I wouldn't worry, Helen. Okay. I'm feeling this is so British TV humor, but I'm thinking I don't believe it. But I might just try and work that out. Like, can you believe it? Yeah. Let's see if I can spell that. So yes, when I'm done using this sketch, I will put it on that pin board where I keep all the sketches that I've used. I love this font. It's out in red for Christmas. I might have put it in the Christmas kit. Oh, have I made a horrible mistake? Do I only have one E? Yep. Okay. Oh, no, I don't. That was just upside down. Okay. Big letters on. Oh, that did not work. The wrong part. I left the sticky behind. Oh, I did it again. Ah, thank you, Leslie. So yes, if you just joined us now, you might want to go back at your leisure to watch the replay, because the first part of the video was about I can't even say it! Stash storage. Okay, something has happened to this sticker sheet. It was not like this, and now it is, and all of the letters are separating. Yeah, of course I can show a filled album. Let me get a little bit more onto this so that it's pretty much there, and then I'll grab one. I wondered after last night's Q&A, would you like to see the one that's all mixed up from pages I made 20 years ago and pages I made last year, all in the same album? Question marks? Yes. I'll pull that one out in just a minute. Oh, I have no tea. What? It's okay. I'll just use different album. Okay, so... Right, so I can see where this is starting to go. I'm going to have some stuff up there, journaling here. And what, because I use these as the embellishment, then I need to bring that back down here too. So I could use this lemony piece down here. And I think this paper needs to repeat over here too, because this is the only one that's cream right now. And you know my answer to more, the answer to not enough is always more. So I'm going to put this to the side right now and show you this album. Let's see what I can reach. Is this volume 1 or volume 2? This is volume 1. Okay. So I'm going to show you 2 albums in a little flip through. The Early Years, volume 1 and 2. This is my Early Years album. And no, I don't put anything in those. Maybe one day I will, but I don't. So this has a little bit of Heritage Family scrapbooking. Oh, can I show it to you from above? Of course I can. Da-da-da. Let's see if that shows. Nope, off camera. Hold on. Sorry, there's a delay before I can see what I'm showing. Let's see if it's in the shot now. Come on. Sorry. There we go. Does that help? That was the worst live camera planning ever. Sorry. Okay, so that's what's in there. And I think volume 2 has more of the mixed up style, mixed up pages and everything. But this is, so those are my grandparents and my mom. So this has a little bit of family history. I don't have a lot. Oh, let me get this up further on the desk so you can see a bit better. I don't have a lot of these pages with older photos, so I just have that one of my mom, and then these of my mom and her sister when they were kids, and then that's me and my mom. Okay, so the rest is all me. Okay, so these are really early photos, but things I scrapbooked maybe 5-6 years ago. So you can see different styles, different product lines that were out. This is still basically my favorite way to use frame papers, is to cut them and put them back together. Look, there's a double page. There's a few in here, I think. Polaroids. This is the world's youngest Santa Claus. There's another double page with the frame paper over the 2. Oh, there's a little bit in here of different sizes. So some tags. Can I point out where a new and old layout are next to each other? Well, this is very, very old, and in fact, it appears that part of the layout is missing. Oh, it's because it was for a magazine, and sometimes we didn't get them sent back. So that's 2001. And then this would have been made 2010, 2011. The second volume shows it a bit better. Yeah. So I'll flip through this, and then I'll flip through volume 2, which is going to show you a little bit more obvious style changes. This is just old, very simple, next to something that was then many years later. Because that's the same event, yeah. And look, this is like, I had put this in my album and all I put was our names. There's no journaling. Second year training at Houston, full court and staff 91. Like, there's nothing else. Nothing telling me about what that is. So, this one then ends up with more story and even points out what that is. That's a multi-axis trainer, that is. True story. That's what it says. I'm trying to see your comments at the same time as well. So yeah, adding more story. Okay, So that takes me up to junior high. Let me swap over to volume 2, which is going to have a lot of really obvious differences in style. One moment. Oh, sorry. Bumped the tripod because this is right behind it. Okay. Volume 2. Make sure this is what I think it is. Yes. Volume 2 is not super thick. Yeah. There's still quite a lot in there. There we go. You know how sometimes I tell you that I had a brown period of my scrapbooking where everything was brown? This was coming out of the brown period. This is when I started to use color, and I started using earth tones. But a bit of purple. This would have been something I scrapbooked very, very early, so you'll see it was 8.5 by 11. It was all solid, almost all solid cardstock. Solid cardstock with a little bit of pattern paper. Added these in, then maybe, oh, it's Dear Lizzie, so that would have been, when did Dear Lizzie start having a collection? Maybe 2008, 2007, 2008. Yeah. Hambly rub-ons. Way back, 2006, 2007. Oh, the hair is crazy. This was okay, these are getting really old here, this little section. So this is a picture of my high school yearbook. I just took a photo and printed the whole thing to have the article about the cheerleading squad and then everything that we had written. Oh my goodness, that hair was crazy. So these are taken at exactly the same age. This is what it would look like on a normal, nice day, and this is what happens if you go to glamour shots. Crazy. This is what happens when someone takes your picture when you just got out of the shower and then puts it in the yearbook. Okay. So yeah, a yearbook photo there. And then this was when I first started working for Paper Cuts. So that would have been 2000, the year 2000. So, and this was cutting edge. I cross-stitched on pattern paper. Decal edge scissors, hand-done lettering. Prismacolor pencils, the same pencils that I use today. Journaling, all printed with CK font CDs. About a year later than that, tearing paper, but still, see, there's no pattern because it was hard to get pattern paper. Hand-done titles. There weren't embellishments that I could buy with music notes or anything, so I tore them and then put them on twine. This was in a magazine too. This was like really, whoa, chalk on the edges of the journaling. But look, I wrote with my hand for the journaling. That was I probably got in trouble for that. Fonts, little vellum windows. So this was an example of, oh, you see shoes. Those are not shoes. They're music notes. They're not shoes. Because I did 8.5 by 11 pages, if I wanted to do a lot of photos, I would need even more than a double page spread. So I did things like this, where there's the vellum here to show you that this is going to go on and on and on and on. But like, there's so little to this. Vellum was fancy, so I didn't have embellishments or anything like that. And then this is much later. That needs a little bit of blue there. So this would have been more like 2010, guessing, somewhere around there. Because this is 2P's era. All the product layered up like that. This is Narratives. Do you remember when Karen Russell had a collection with Creative Imagination called Narratives? Beautiful line. Scenic Route Valentine's paper. Possibly wins my funniest ever title for a layout. This is Extreme High School Musical, which is this is a photo from my high school's production of Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, and not once during rehearsal did it feel weird that everyone had guns. And now I look back and I'm like, oh my goodness, I was in a high school musical that had guns on the stage. There you go. This is a reality in my albums. Sometimes I just pop a couple extra pages, extra photos in there that I haven't scrapped, and one day I will, and one day I won't. It's fine. Yes, I probably have shown you this before. Fell on Windows. This was in Hall of Fame, so this is 2001. Look at all that open space. All the open space and no pattern. Adding in, so this, I did this page first and then felt like I didn't have enough journaling, so I came back and added all of that down the side to journal with that photo. Again, High School Musical, less extreme. Telephones, not guns. This is Glitter Girl episode, so we're getting later here. Look at all that empty space. I've never scrapbooked my high school graduation invitation, my commencement invitation. And then my graduation photos are just all here. Da-da-da. Kindergarten photo, high school graduation photo, and senior photo. Graduation party. And journaling about high school debate. Because I don't really have any pictures. I think I ended up doing one layout about debate with a picture I found in the yearbook. This is a very early photo. When this says May of 99, this would have been scrapped like June of 99. This is my best friend from college. Oh, very, very early. Look at this. I don't have a photo of all of us together, so what do? I take individual photos and I cut them out with scissors. Except this photo looks completely different because these were all taken at the same time and this one was taken somewhere else. It's bonkers. But it's in my album. This is when I very first started scrapbooking. So this would have been 98. Oh, okay. So this is 99 because this was May of 99, this photo. So I would have scrapped it straight after that because I would have been very excited about what happened in that picture. Yes, like manual photoshopping. And this is not just me. Like this was a trend in scrapbooking at the time. But hey, I did something cool here. I wrote everybody's names down. Because I wouldn't have remembered these two's names, but now I haven't. I knew her name, and I knew that's my coach. And that's me with a different kind of big hair. It was long, which just piled up on my head. Right. So that's how they all look in an album. Yeah? Any questions about that? So that is there's a lot of different things all tucked into one video for you today. But I hope it was useful, and I'm going to have to make a phone call back because that time that the video cut out, our house goes through today, and that was the estate agent hopefully calling to say I can pick up my keys to my new house. Yay! Anyway. But yes, cutting pictures was not one of the best trends of the scrapbooking world, for sure. And then I'll get this finished and show it to you tomorrow, along with some other bits. Oh, thank you. And yeah, I hope that was useful. Oh, I haven't checked the forum to see if there are any questions, so let me just double check. In case I have missed anything here. Oh, there's one. Oh, okay. It says I can watch live, but I can't comment. Loving the class. Yay! Well, thank you for commenting there and saying that you're having a good time. Yay. All right. Okay, I think that's everything for today. Then I will see you again at 1 p.m. tomorrow and 8:30 p.m. tomorrow. And yeah. So this is random, but if a new Christmas photo of you as a child magically appeared, which it does, I don't have like a complete archive. The photos I scrapbook of myself when I was a child are the ones that every once in a while somebody finds. Would I scrap it in Journal Your Christmas or my childhood album? Either. I would be completely happy for it to be in either. And in fact, there are some that are in both. There's one particular Christmas that my granddad took these photos that even I can say are adorable, and so they're in both. Mary asked what the letters say here. It says, can you be leaf? And then I started to do it, but I don't have a T, so I'm going to have to just use a different set of stickers here. Thank you for being here. I will see you again tomorrow, 1 o'clock and 8:30 to finish up class. Have a great day or night or whatever it is for you. See you soon. Bye!